Marianne Evelyn Gabriel Faithfull, born on 29 December 1949 in London. She was an English singer and actress who achieved popularity in the 1960s with the release of her UK top 10 single, As Tears Go By. She became one of the leading female artists of the British invasion in the United States. Marianne Faithfull began her career in 1964 after attending a party for the Rolling Stones, where she was discovered by the band's manager Andrew Loog Oldham. Her 1965 debut studio album Marianne Faithfull, released simultaneously with her studio album Come My Way, was a huge success and was followed by further albums on Decca Records. From 1966 to 1970 she had a highly publicized romantic relationship with Mick Jagger. Her popularity was enhanced by roles in films, including I'll Never Forget What's His Name 1967, The Girl on a Motorcycle 1968 and Hamlet 1969. Her popularity was overshadowed by personal problems in the 1970s, when she became anorexic, homeless and addicted to heroin. During her 1960s musical career, Faithfull was noted for her distinctive melodic, high-register vocals. In the subsequent decade her voice was altered by severe laryngitis and persistent drug abuse, which left her sounding permanently raspy, cracked and lower in pitch. The new sound was praised as whiskey-soaked by some critics and was seen as having helped to capture the raw emotions expressed in her music. After a long absence, Faithfull made a musical comeback in 1979 with the release of a critically acclaimed seventh studio album, Broken English. The album was a commercial success and marked a resurgence of her musical career. Broken English earned Faithfull a nomination for a Grammy Award for Best Female Rock Vocal Performance and is regarded as her definitive recording. She followed this with a series of studio albums including Dangerous Acquaintances 1981, A Child's Adventure 1983 and Strange Weather 1987. Faithfull wrote 3 books about her life. Faithfull, an autobiography 1994, Memories, Dreams Reflections 2007 and Marianne Faithfull, A Life on Record 2014. Faithfull received the World Lifetime Achievement Award at the 2009 Women's World Awards, and in 2011 she was made a Commander of the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres by the government of France. She has died on January 7, 2025. Hello everyone, today we will discuss the most famous and great American person, Jules Ralph Feiffer, born on January 26, 1929 c. He was an American cartoonist and author, who at one time was considered the most widely read satirist in the country. He won the Pulitzer Prize in 1986 for editorial cartooning, and in 2004 he was inducted into the Comic Book Hall of Fame. He wrote the animated short Monroe, which won an Academy Award for Best Animated Short Film in 1961. The Library of Congress has recognized his remarkable legacy from 1946 to the present as a cartoonist, playwright, screenwriter, adult and children's book author, illustrator, and art instructor. He has won awards such as Pulitzer Prize 1986, Inkpot Award 1989, Comic Book Hall of Fame 2004. When Feiffer was 17 in the mid-1940s, he became assistant to cartoonist Will Eisner. There he helped Eisner write and illustrate his comic strips, including The Spirit. In 1956, he became a staff cartoonist at the Village Voice, where he produced the weekly comic strip titled Feiffer until 1997. His cartoons became nationally syndicated in 1959 and then appeared regularly in publications including the Los Angeles Times, the London Observer, the New Yorker, Playboy, Esquire, and The Nation. In 1997, he created the first op-ed page comic strip for the New York Times, which ran monthly until 2000. Feiffer wrote more than 35 books, plays, and screenplays. His first of many collections of satirical cartoons, Sick, 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 was published in 1958, and his first novel, Harry, the Rat with Women, in 1963. In 1965, he wrote the great comic book Heroes, the first history of the comic book superheroes of the late 1930s and early 1940s, and a tribute to their creators. In 1979, Feiffer created his first graphic novel, Tantrum. By 1993, he began writing and illustrating books aimed at young readers, with several of them winning awards. Feiffer began writing for the theater and film in 1961, with plays including Little Murders 1967, Feiffer's People 1969, and Knock Knock 1976. He wrote the screenplay for Carnal Knowledge 1971, directed by Mike Nichols, and Popeye 1980, directed by Robert Altman. At the time of his death, he was working on a visual memoir. He has died on 7th January 2025. Peter Yarrow, born on May 31, 1938, was an American singer and songwriter who found fame as a member of the 1960s folk trio Peter, Paul and Mary, along with Paul Stuckey and Mary Travers. Yarrow co-wrote with Lenny Lipton one of the group's best-known hits, Puff the Magic Dragon 1963. He was also a political activist and supported causes that ranged from opposition to the Vietnam War to school anti-bullying programs. Yarrow was convicted in 1970 of taking immoral and improper liberties with a 14-year-old girl, for which he was pardoned in 1981 by President Jimmy Carter. He has died on February 6, 2025.